Hello, welcome to West Ham Oi Oi here on Irons United. Look, it's the day after the night before, I suppose. And look, we went up to Liverpool, and look, I thought we were a bit unlucky not to come away with a lot more. It's an Oi Oi show because it was, I think, and I want to put it out to you guys. What do you think? There's quite a few. I want to discuss those. But it was a great performance, and it was totally contrary to what a lot of us were thinking it was going to be like. We all thought it was going to set up exactly the same way and play exactly the same way like he did against Man City. But it didn't. It didn't quite happen like that. Look, I'm going to get into the comments later on. Thanks for joining the chat, everybody. Hello, everybody. So I will try and get to the comments as much as possible. But look, I wanted to talk about the performance first of all, the way we set up. Look, I thought we really held our own. Certainly the first half, yeah, and I think we're all fearing the worst when they took the lead. But we came right back at them. We got a goal, and a delivery from Snodgrass was fantastic. And Gaku had a great game. I thought Soucek was fantastic as well. And he's the best I've seen him play. But for me, it was Anderson. Anderson, that first half, really showed us what we've been missing this whole time. And that's the thing. We have been missing Anderson. We have been missing, that creativity going forward. Haller was on the bench. Antonio was on the field. He was doing, reasonably well, I thought. But Ngakia, Soucek, Anderson, had great games. At the back, we were relatively solid, I would say. We were under the cosh quite a lot. Liverpool just kept on coming back at us. But, we had our moments as well. We got the equaliser, and then, then we took the lead, from Fornals. Then, they came back, as I was saying actually during the game, saying to the lads, and you might have seen it in the watch along, I was saying, look, 75, 80 minutes, that's when Liverpool come on strong. That's when they get goals. That's when they win the games. Do you know what? And that's what happened. Yeah, poor errors by Fabianski, and I'm going to get onto that later as well. Really well. And if we can take that into Southampton game, into the next games, then maybe there's hope. Maybe there's a glimmer of hope. We could have won that. We could have beaten Liverpool. It was that close at one point. And I think we had them rattled. I think Anderson had them rattled. He was, the way, he was playing, the little touches was giving them cause for concern. Snodgrass's delivery was giving them cause for concern. The way Soucek was, in and around, working the midfield as well, was giving them cause for concern. We were going in hard. We were going in committed. Yeah, we put in a few fouls, but, hey, those are the breaks. Overall, I thought we had a good performance. Okay, but we still lost the game. We still came away with nil point, as the French would say. But look, can we take the positives from this? Well, there are few positives because we didn't win the game. We need the points now. By hook or by crook, that's what we need now. We need those points. But we didn't get that. But we need to take some heart in the performance that we had. We missed Anderson. Glad that he's come back. Why, Soucek is off injured now. Apparently, it's a hip injury, and it's going to be about 3 weeks minimum. It's not looking too serious, more than that, but that's what we're looking at. I mean, I think we missed him when he went. But Fornals, he was proving why he needs to start. For me, Moyes just seems to have a black spot, for Fornals. Don't know why, but he came on beautifully, finished goal. Yeah, slightly fortuitous, I suppose. But, look, it was great. Diop again, with his goal. Again, I think he keeps on popping up with those defenders' goals, doesn't he? He keeps on getting into the danger area and scoring. And, we can't knock him for that. We can knock him for his defensive capability at times. But I think both him and Bonner last night were, man mountains. They did a great great job. Look, we feature, and then Fornals was never going to feature. It was going to be pretty much exactly like it was against Man City. That doesn't fill me with confidence. Apparently, Masuaku was going to play, but then he picked up an injury or whatever. So, you know, Anderson was never going to play. That worries me. You know, this is not the Moyes, the master tactician. This isn't Moyes that is, you know, listening to the fan base, listening to the, you know, the pundits, the media. This is him being stubborn, and he's kind of being forced into a decision. Well, you know, this is an interesting one, an interesting one. But look, needless to say, Anderson came on, and for me, he showed us exactly what we'd been missing. Yeah, it wasn't a glorious performance. Of course it was. It wasn't a end-to-end stuff, and it wasn't Anderson completely dictating. But what he did, he made Liverpool think about things. He was tracking back as well. He had a few glimmers here and there, but he enabled other players to come into the game. When Bowen came on, he had run-ins on goals as well. Antonio had a couple of efforts that really he should have done better. We almost beat them. We almost beat Liverpool at Anfield in their backyard. You know, we almost broke stopped them from breaking any records. Now that would have been brilliant. But it wasn't to be. Strangely enough, I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm not happy with the result, of course, but I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy with how bad we've all been feeling, how bad it's been. And it was, as I say, it gives us some hope for Southampton and the next games. But now that I hear this about Masuaku and that Anderson was never going to play, I wonder, are we in for the same old thing against Southampton and the other teams, or are we actually going to be more adventurous? I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. But look, for now, he must start. No question in my mind. Fornals must start. Anderson must start. You know, Bowen, for me, has shown so much more than Haller. Bowen needs to start with Antonio if he can. If we can find a way to get these players in and to, be a bit more offensive, not sit back, not invite the teams onto us, then I think this is going to be our best way to at least give ourselves a fighting chance. Otherwise, we will be lambs to the slaughter. We will be the team that just sits back, rolls over, has its belly tickled, and that's it. We're waiting for the championship. We've got to have more of a fight. And the only way we have a fight is trying to go on the front foot, put teams under pressure. And we were putting Liverpool under pressure last night, and they were making mistakes. In the first half, especially, they had a lot of wayward passes. They're all over the place. So you can imagine they went in at half-time, Klopp go at them. But we were expecting them to come out in the second half and completely dominate. And they grew into the second half. I wouldn't say they dominated. They grew into it. But as I said, 75, 80 minutes, that's what I was saying. We've really got to watch out for Liverpool now. This is where they get their goals. This is where as we were going to start losing concentration, losing focus, to tire out. That's what it is. And Ngakia, I thought he had a great game. Yes, he had that youthful naivety still. There was a few errors here and there, but they were being attacked on our right side, on their left side. Robinson and Mane was coming down there, and he stood tall. He stood tall, and they had a frustrating game, I think, for them. Whereas for us, it was a great game and that's what we do. Well, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to frustrate the opposition. But they scored their 3 goals, which were 2.5 mistakes really from Fabianski. Interestingly, Fabianski has come out today with an apology, and it kind of makes me a bit I don't know, sick really that he's felt the need to do it, because for me he doesn't need to do it. Yes, he's made a mistake, a couple of mistakes. Yes, he feels really gutted, but he has saved us so many times. He's kept scores down so many times, and it just shows that he cares that much, and he feels so bad about the situation from last night that that we could have won the game. But I'm trying to read. He said here there was something. I'm just going to say, here we go. My mistake basically cost the team the 3 points. We actually pushed Liverpool to the edge. If it was not for my mistake, then we could have even won. I'm really sorry that I let the team down. I'm the reason why we lost. Well, Lucas Fabianski, my man. It's great that you feel the passion and you feel so dejected by it, but by no means should you feel that you need to offer a massive apology like that. Interestingly, so many people have been coming out saying drop him, get Randolph back in. Crikey, look, this is just one. I'm usually the one who's moaning for bad performances, but this is just one performance in an otherwise impeccable display from Fabianski. I was saying during the game before he made the first mistake, if only we've had Fabianski the whole season, then where would we have been? Okay, yeah, you can't blame it all on keepers because we've all had bad performances, of course, but there's it was. But I'm not saying he's entitled to make mistakes, but he made them. That's it. We've got to move on. But look, he had a poor night. But how many players have poor nights or poor games? They all do. And that last night was his time to have a poor game. And you know what? But he also pulled off some great saves as well, and he, collected the ball lots of the times as well. So, another keeper might have fumbled those. So it's one of those things. For me, he still had a good performance, but he just made 2 or 3, certainly 2 mistakes that let them in. That's the problem. He doesn't need to apologise for me. He just needs to, get his head up and focus on the next game. Get to support him because he's obviously going to be feeling down as well. I don't think we should drop him. Somebody like Fabianski, we need to give him the benefit of the doubt because of all the great performances that he has put in for us. But there we go. Look, let's let's put it out to you guys. What do you think of Fornals and Anderson last night? Who was the best player on the pitch? For me, before he got injured, I thought Soucek was having a great game. And Ngaki was having a great game. But I think for the influence, whilst he didn't do a great deal, I thought the influence, Anderson had a great game. But Soucek, for me, was probably our best player until he got injured. But, Fornals, again, for me, he's rubber stamped his name onto the starting lineup. Anderson as well. As I say, we need to start playing on the front foot. If we can do that, if we struggle. But I thought last night overall was a really good performance. It was a committed performance. We rose to the occasion. Unlike against Man City, where we just sort of sat back and tactics were all wrong. Last night, it was a little bit more advanced. I thought maybe as Moyes, changed his tune, has he really sort of understood what he needs to do? During the week, he'd been saying, staying up in the Premier League is going to be a real tall order for us now. And I thought maybe he's actually got the lads together and they're, wanting to do something about it. I wasn't sure that Noble should have stayed on in the second half. I thought he was starting to labour a little bit. I thought he'd had a good first half, he had a committed first half, but I think second half he was struggling a little bit. Then our hands were tied really because Soucek, got injured, and it was a case of, well, we need to change things up a little bit. But look, it's. But Moyes made the substitution. We were doing well. We were holding our own. Anderson, yes, he started to, you know, fall off a little bit in his performance, but we were still on top. We were still holding our own. Then he brought on Haller. Now, I'm not blaming this on Haller, but you could see the dynamic changed. And it just seemed to not be the same team, not have the same impetus going forward. And we were struggling then. We were struggling. Liverpool were getting better. They were coming at us a lot more, and we were struggling. Yeah, Haller had a game, a shot on goal or an attempt, but not enough. Not enough. Not enough service to him, yes. But by that stage, they're all getting really tired. I would have stuck with Anderson a lot more. Don't upset something that's doing well. Just keep him out there if you can. Unless he was injured, unless he really couldn't carry on. But for me, I didn't see that. I didn't see a player who was, pleading with a manager to be pulled off. Maybe instead of bringing Haller on, bring somebody like Lanzini on or something like that. Do something different as opposed to changing the whole dynamic of the game. If Moyes had approached us right, made better substitutions, I think we could have held on for a win last night. I know it's a lot of ifs and buts, I know that, but I think we could have done it. But look, I think I don't think you can say that anybody's performances last night was subpar, apart from Fabianski, of course. He made mistakes, but I think overall he was still having a reasonable game. I think we just had some great performances there. Again, Snodgrass had some great deliveries last night. Overall, his game wasn't brilliant, but his deliveries from the corners and free kicks, were great. And so lots to look forward to with Ngakia. He would be a starter for me from now on. He has to start. We can't have Zabaleta in there. He's just, too slow. We need to have Ngakia in there until Fredericks comes back, of course. But Anderson, Fornals, they need to start. And I've got to say, I would start with Bowen as well. Start with Bowen, give him a run out. I would still have Haller on the bench. Bring him on 60, 70 minutes. If things are going wrong and we're not getting any joy with the players that we've got. But if we are having joy with the players that we've got, then stick at it. Yeah, bring him on 5 minutes to go, something like that. Fine. But not 60 minutes, not 55 minutes, 60 minutes. I don't know. It just seemed a wrong decision to me to bring off Anderson. Anyway, but that's just my humble opinion. What can I say? But look, overall, I've got a good feeling about yesterday. I've got a good feeling about the game, the performance, the attitude of the players and the commitment that they showed. I'm not convinced that it was a masterstroke from Moyes, especially from what I'm hearing. This is all rumour, by the way. I'm not 100% sure if that is actually true about Masuaku and whether Anderson was never supposed to be playing last night. I feel sorry for Fabianski. I really do, because he's probably our best keeper for 20 plus years. Maybe, I don't know. Got to be one of a long, long time. I think it's great that he's come out with the apology, but I just, at the same time, he didn't need to do it for me. He just had a bad game. Move on. Now he's got to think about his performance. He's got to think about the mistakes that he made. Obviously he's got to, put that into action for the next game and the next games and the next game. Learn by those mistakes, of course. But overall, last night I thought we held our own defensively. Ngakia, as I say, Diop, Ogbonna, Creswell, I thought had a reasonable game as well. Rice, I thought was industrious. He was trying. Yeah, he gave away a couple of fouls. Same with Noble, but I say he started to fade in the second half as well. Snodgrass, I thought was great. Anderson, I thought was great. Soucek again, I thought was great. We're going to miss him. I know he's only played 3 times for us, but we're going to miss him. We're going to miss that sort of dynamic edge that he brought to us. I'm just hoping that Anderson can stay fit, and I'm hoping that Fornals can stay fit, and I'm hoping that we, Antonio can stay fit, and then we can actually put somebody up alongside with him who's going to be as energetic as he is. And for me, there's only one person for that. Don't know if you agree, but Bowen's got to do it. Bowen's got to be up there because Haller's not the player to do that. We could all argue about whether we're playing to his strengths or not. So the point is we're not playing to his strengths. We haven't got the players up there to support him. He's never going to be playing in a 3. We're not going to play a 3 up front. That's going to be close to him. So therefore, it's kind of it's a moot point really. But anyway, so that's it really. It was an oil review, I don't know, of the situation. We've got a lot more videos coming up. We're going to have the preview for the Southampton game. We're going to be at the Southampton game as well, in full effect. Come and see us down at the supporters club before and after the game and all that kind of stuff. But it was it's something to pin our hopes on. Definitely something to pin our hopes on for the Southampton game. I just hope that Anderson plays, Fornals starts as well. I hope that Moyes, tactically goes on the front foot as opposed to sitting back. We've got to do something. We've got to do something. Okay, I've just seen something. Is there a lot of static from my microphone then, is there? I don't know why. What's happening there? There we go. Okay, well, never mind. Right, let me just go through a few of the comments then. Evening and all. Hi, Neil from Down Under. Hi, Joan. How are you? And Hammer 08. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Richard. Hello. Bill. Hello. Bill Anderson worked well. Let me show that one. Anderson went well. He took the attention off the other players. They surrounded him at 3 at a time. Yeah, exactly. I thought he posed a lot of problems and he made Liverpool think a lot. There we go. Alf comments. I always tend to agree. Sexy and precise. Yeah, I won't show that with Mr. Thong. There we go. Right. Here we go. Look, Ian Proctor. Anderson still needs to be consistently more positive when going forward. Yeah, but look, it's his first game back, for a long time as well. So I will give him that. So we've got to look at that definitely. Here we go. Yeah, Pete. Here we go. Pete Chapman. Fornals, and it has to be on the starting list. I agree. I agree with you, Pete. Yeah. Yeah, 4 at the back. I mean, we have been sort of toying with 3, 5, or 4 at the back, or whichever combination you want. I think a basic. What he was playing last night, that 4-1-4-1 or a 4-4-2, whatever I think it's something like that. At the 4, with the players that we've got right now, I think that's going to work best for us. But there we go. Look, yeah, Ngakia, Anthony Baker. There we go. To start, I think. Neil from Down. I think Fornals or should. Bill, we have attacking players. Pellegrini went. It was possession-based football, which was really strange. Here we go. Well, here's an interesting comment. Here we go. If we can manage Firmino, Mane, and Salah, we should be able to handle Ings and Long. Long, yes. Ings, I'm not so sure about. When we played them at their ground earlier in the season, he hit the crossbar a couple of times. He was a handful, and I think because he's a big, strong lad as well, I think he might cause us problems again. So they've got to be watching out for Ings. He's been playing well this season. Hammerwell 0. I was even happy with the ref. I thought he had a half decent game. I've got to say, I don't think it was a major issue. Here we go. Foshizi. There we go. Hello. I thought Anderson was a little off pace due to match fitness. Yeah, probably, but he's absolutely key to our survival chances. I would agree. Look, I mean, it could be the reason why he was subbed as well, that he was starting to fade off a little bit in the second half. But again, I still think he had a lot there to offer, and I would have stuck with him at least another 5-10 minutes. I know it's a judgment call, but I would have stuck with him just a little bit more. Richard, here, Alf, it was blowing gale force. What was blowing gale force? Sorry, mate, I don't know. There we go. Fabianski kept us up for last season. Yeah, he don't like. This is a thing, you know. Some people are saying you should be dropped, or you know, look, he's got overwhelming support from the fan base. I agree, and because he saved us last season. He was the ham of the year for a very good reason for me. No, absolutely right. No need for Fab to say sorry. Here we go. Right. Is anyone else? There we go. Hammerwell08. There we go. Is anyone else stream playing up or having a tapping noise? Is anybody still getting this tapping noise from me? It could be just where I am. It just could be where I am. I'm in a remote location right now, so it could be just that. Anyway. But look, we've got a lot, and we're going to have a preview for the Southampton game as well later in the week as well. We're going to have a few more videos, coming up. We're trying to, improve. We're trying to get more and more videos out there as best we can. We're going to try and get a match day live video going on a more regular basis if we can. We will be at the Southampton game, as I say, either Supporters Club or milling around the stadium. So if you see us, come and say hello and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, it could just be this mic thing here. As I say, I haven't come out with my full stuff tonight, just this stuff. Anyway, right. I think somebody is waiting to come in. Maybe it's a little surprise. Maybe I'll just add him. See what he says. Hello, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you, mate. You? Good show.
It's Anton. It's Anton. Anton's going to tell me if he can hear a tapping noise.
There is a tapping noise. Yes, there is a tapping noise.
There is a tapping noise. What is the tapping noise then?
I don't know. It's not like Alf to have this tapping noise, but there is a tapping noise. Yes, but it's bearable. But at least you know now, and it can work. There's also a little bit of a lag, but nothing major. Like you said, you're in a remote location.
Right, okay. So. Well, anyway, look. Right, well, listen, this is only going to be a quick, short oi tonight. But just to say that I'm happy. I'm a happy bunny with last night's performance. Not the result, of course, but the performance. I thought we did really well against a really good Liverpool side, of course. We know that they're running away with the league this season. What do you think of it last night?
Yeah, I think I said it in the review we did last night and during the watch along that if a West Ham turn up and fight, then we're not going to massively complain as much, to be honest. And the West Ham that turned up yesterday was a fighting West Ham, and it was great to see. It was positive. There was positive signs. I'm just glad there was changes made. I'm just fearful of the fact that he might not continue with those changes. Do you know what? I know I've heard you say it, and he for me, he has to keep the same team. My biggest concern is he's not shown any consistency in team selection. There's going to be another forced change next weekend because obviously Soucek's missing. And
that's unfortunate because he was one of the best players on the pitch last night for us.
There's lots of comments coming in saying that a player to replace him, and obviously the kind of shoe-in replacement will be Noble and Rice to play the exact same position again. But there's a lot of chat there about Snodgrass, and I think, do you know what? The big thing we saw about Soucek in particular is he covers so much ground and does a job and gets stuck in. And I actually think the more you think about Snodgrass' position, he could probably fill in that position and track the players that he needs to track and open up the space for the rest of the players. So I quite like the idea of Snodgrass dropping in beside Rice and giving, if Noble's going to start, giving Noble that little bit. I mean, I think Noble needs to be rested just now. The thing is, we're going to see more changes again this weekend, and it's just we've got to hope that they're positive changes, Alf, and not the negative ones that we're used to. But yeah, I'm happy. I mean,
well, we're going to have the preview, aren't we? We're going to have the preview on that. But I'm feeling really hopeful. I'm not feeling confident. I'm feeling hopeful, I suppose, which I wasn't before. I suppose that's the thing. Yeah. It was nice that we came out differently.
There's comments in there saying that he covered so much ground but got a strain for it, just like Antonio. Yeah, but long dark tunnel, he has been doing that all his career, and it's just unfortunate that it happened in a game like he did last night. And it's just West Ham's luck, unfortunately. I'm not putting that down to the fact that you're not going to tell a player who's played his whole career doing that same job to stop doing that job. Yeah. He was brought in to do that job, and we were very, very unlucky. But yeah, we can see. I mean, again, it's about Moyes having the balls to go ahead and do it. And in particular, Alf, and it's probably quite an interesting one, it's like he's been saving his team selection. I suspect on Saturday that will be Moyes' first choice or close to his first choice 11. That's the way he's portrayed the message out to the fan base.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll hold off, I'll wait, I'll save the players what I want to do. So whoever starts on Saturday, whoever's fit within that squad will be Moyes' first choice 11.
For me, I think I don't want to say drop Noble. I think he needs to rest Noble. For me, I agree. I think that he's put a lot of miles in the last few games, a lot of pressures on his shoulders. I think whilst we need that captaincy there, if they can find a way to put somebody else in his place, just give him a rest, put him on the bench. And if things aren't going right, then bring him on as an impact sub if we can. Mm-hmm. Fine, I'm happy with that. But I think just rest him for the start. I mean, that'd be my thought, really.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, there's people there saying about Soucek, and I get the Premiership's a harder league, but he has been a seasoned pro in the Champions League as well. He's played at the highest level in Czech Republic, and he's Czech Republic's player of the year. He's an international, so he's going to be missed. I know he's only played 3 games, and I watched your show, Alf, and I know he's only played 3 games, and I know you were saying that, listen, we're going to miss him, and I think we are massively going to miss this guy.
I think so. I think we will. You could already see how we were already starting to play around him, how he was enabling other players to start playing.
And I couldn't actually, you're right, I couldn't actually believe the difference having him in the side and how that actually supported Anderson, the likes of Anderson. Yeah. Anderson, It was a little bit like Anderson looked up and thought, oh, there's the quality. There's that quality that we're missing. And if you can keep adding little bits of gems like that, every now and then you'll get a player that's unheard of that's going to be a little gem. And I think he's got the potential to be the little gem. For the 60 or 55 minutes that he played, he was by far, in my opinion, like quite dramatically, in my opinion, the man of the match. In actual fact, and Gakia, and I thought Anderson played well as well, but I thought Soucek probably, if West Ham had come out of that at the point, even after 60 minutes, he would have still been. Alfie intercepted, he was involved, he defended, he was involved in creating space, opening up space. He was so effective, so effective.
Yeah, that's right. Are you still picking up this tapping sound? I've taken my mic away from my buttons or my zip.
It's not as much, to be fair. I've not actually heard it as much.
There we go. So it could be that then. Yeah, I'm just going through some of the comments here. Some of them saying, "Is Alf being tapped up for another show, another channel, BBC or Sky?" Well, actually, with my voice, it's the BBC. I'm sure you would agree. There we go. Right, let's have a look at these. Somebody's going on about. Oh, you lost me. No, I'm back. I'm back again. So I do have a bit of a dodgy connection here. I do apologise, everybody. Right. Look, Long Dark Tunnel. Here we go. It takes time to bed in. We're talking about Soucek, of course. Yeah, it does. It does. And it's going to take a while for Anderson to get his match fitness back as well, as I say. But I would have stuck with him a little bit longer. I'm not saying the substitutions changed the game against us. But I think it disrupted our pattern of play a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Long Dark. Oh, no, sorry, no, that's the wrong one. So who said he was very? Oh, here we go. Long Dark Tunnel. Very impressed with Soucek. Yes, I think we all are. Well, a lot of people are. There we go.
Lots of people are.
Tom McNabb. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to pull you up on this. The BBC, the bald Broadcasting Corporation, how very dare you? How very dare you? This is a Michael Jordan haircut. I actually do this on purpose. God.
Stel, I think Stel's in there. Stel's, I think he's manning the Irons United chat. But Alf, there's about 3 or 4 people have now asked where the supporters club is.
Yes, I did mention that. Right. So the supporters club is in the Last Drop pub. No, it's good. That's right. That's what it is. You know the big orbital, the big slidey thing, the big red Meccano set thing just outside the stadium, into the stadium in Westfield, the shopping centre. Anyway, it's right there. That's where it is. Now you have to go behind the building where the entrance is to the orbital, that slidey thing. Go behind the pub building, and we're in the rear entrance, as it were. So there we go. I mean, you go upstairs and that's it. That's where we are.
Absolutely. Great location, guys.
It's right next to the stadium. You couldn't get closer.
Yep.
I don't think you can get closer, can you?
No, I think it is officially, apart from the West Ham hospitality, whatever they offer themselves, it's the closest bar to the stadium, actually.
Okay. Obviously, you got the fan zone outside, so you can get drinks out there, and then obviously, inside the stadium you can get drinks as well, of course. But outside the stadium, that's the nearest one, and it's a cool place. You get a cool vibe,
and actually,
as well.
There's a good picture about to get shown up here. It's actually showing you the outside area upstairs, and that's the view you get, which is the stadium to the right there. So it's an absolutely great location. So if you're kicking about, there is a kind of, I think there's like you can get signed in for, I think, like £1 or something like that. It's a bit of a donation to the supporters club, because it's a lot of effort the guys go into, and they do it all voluntary.
To sign you in, or I'm not sure. Can you sign yourself in as a guest and pay? I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I don't think you can. I think you need to know. Yeah, you can, or you just say, if you say Irons United, and someone will be there and they can sign you in, no problem at all. So great location. Guys. Really good.
If we're there, if we're there. Otherwise, they'll probably say, "Who was?" No, they should. They should know who we are. But I don't know. Or ask for Stel. Just say Stel sent you. That's what I would say. But anyway, so hopefully we'll see a few of you there before, during, and after the game, and all around the stadium. So come and say hello, and well, hopefully, I mean, the weather is supposed to be pretty crummy again this weekend, isn't it? So
I'm actually a bit concerned, because I'm coming down, so I'm a bit concerned because they've predicted some crazy. Well, I don't know about the wind, but there's quite a lot of snow predicted up in Scotland, and in particular in the north of England. So, in actual fact, down in London, I think they're expecting a blanket of snow. So, I'm just going to be. I'm going to make my way and see what happens.
So
hopefully I'll get down there in a good time, and I'll catch up with you for a couple of drinks as well. So
hopefully we can all make it, and there won't be shenanigans on the trains or whatever for any of us. Obviously you've got. Well, let's just think about safety first before you start.
Absolutely.
Anyway, look, you can man the chat from Scotland.
Let's hope I can man the chat from actually being in the stadium. That's where I want to be. So let's hope I make it.
We can all jump in on the chat with you. Wish you were here. Well, we'll only say that after the game if we've won, of course. If we haven't won, then we're like, no, you were absolutely right to stay where you were. Absolutely right. Right. Anyway, look, I think that's it really. I just wanted to come on and do an Oi show, because it was a half decent performance. I think I think it lifted the spirits. I think all the fan base could, I think you've got to be made of stone if you've if you didn't find any positives out of that game last night. I thought there was a lot of positives for us. We scored a couple of goals. We were playing on the front foot a little bit more. Yes, they had most of the possession, but defensively we weren't too bad. We held up. Fabianski, whilst he made mistakes, he also still again pulled off some great saves as well. Unfortunate for Soucek, but Anderson, Fornals, decent games. Bowen came on, showed a little glimmer of he might be able to do something in future. Antonio could have had a goal. It's not too bad. It wasn't too bad, really.
Yeah.
But there we go. That's just me. Glass half full, really. What do you reckon?
Completely agree. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. We take this bit of momentum into the Southampton game. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we go. Right. So anyway, when's the preview for that game, man? Remind me of that.
Game Saturday. So I think we're planning on going live on Thursday evening for the preview. Don't think we've got anything planned for tomorrow. Depending on if there's any news coming out at all from the club. So keep an eye on the channel for Thursday, and then there'll be quite a bit of content going out on match day as well. So keep your eye on that, and then still we'll be back on Sunday, and then I think you'll be doing a show on the Monday after that. So there's quite a few coming up yet. Keep your eyes and
so always remember, guys. Yeah. So always remember, just please like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments below afterwards as well. Thanks for joining in the chat. Tell all your friends to come over to Irons United and subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. As I say, there are lots of videos.
Why is that, Alf? Why is that, Alf?
What?
Why come over to our channel and subscribe?
Because we're brilliant.
That's what I was waiting for.
So what's the matter with you? We're brilliant.
Love it.
Well, other people on the channel are brilliant. I'm just I'm just here for the good looks. I'm the eye candy. Apparently, I'm wearing a what's his name? Not Mitchell. I'm one of the Mitchell brothers. Apparently,
Mitchell brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wearing one of the Mitchell brothers' coats. But there we go. Yeah, I like his documentaries, by the way. That's about it. That's about as much as I like. Right. Anyway, but yeah, just to confirm then, throughout the week, we will have previews after the game, always a review. Match day, we're going to be doing live match day stuff as well. I'll be doing always on a Monday. If it doesn't conflict with an actual game on the Monday night, I'll always have my Monday night show, whether it's a West Ham oi oi in this case, or a confidential show or a grumble show. Unfortunately, I think I've had too many confidentials and grumble shows recently, but
look, nice to have an oi oi every now and then.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Well, every game. But look, so we are trying to put out more content as well, guys.
Yeah.
We are trying, and if this is the other thing I wanted to say, if there's some newsworthy information that we learn of, then we will make a video at short notice. We'll just come on and we'll try and make a video for you, and see if you guys have heard any more or got further information as well. If you want to get on the channel, get in touch with us via the website, wordpress.com. If you want to do like a low chatting or something, or one of the future games, away games, and you want to tell us all about it, tell us about your experience, tell us about the game, get in touch via the website as well, and we can make arrangements before the game to give you a video login link for this, what you're watching right now, and then you can come and join in the chat. So you'd be like one of our roving reporters out there.
Before we go, we did 2 big long shows last night. I know you mentioned them, the watch along, but if you don't mind jumping onto the review, having a quick look at it, if you like it, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment as well. Thanks for tuning in onto the channel.
Yeah, brilliant. So as I say, just keep on watching, keep on telling your friends, and hopefully, tell us what you think of the show as well. Tell us how we're doing, and if there's anything we can do. And hopefully, you won't get that tapping sound from me anymore. I think it's this jacket. That's what it is. It's this jacket.
I think we're losing you again, Alf. We're losing you again. We're losing you.
Is that it?
We're lost. Alf, we're losing you.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.